Hello survivors, hi friends and family. This is Roy from Bootsy Sweetheart's Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences with a fun project. In my previous video, I made a crochet medallion that can be used for coasters, making coasters, all kinds of decorations. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how I made a crochet medallion flower tote bag using these medallions. It's a two-part video. Part 1, making and attaching the flowers. Part 2, constructing the tote. I hope you enjoy this. It was fun for me. Stay with me. Thanks. You never know where you're going to get inspiration. So a while back I had an extended physical therapy for a knee replacement, and in the waiting room of the physical therapist was this print. In fact, there were several of them, of just simple round flowers. And I was thinking about my crochet medallions, and I said this would be a perfect project for them. And now you'll see how I put them to use, based on the inspiration from this cute little print in the doctor's office. So, as I said, this project is a continuation of my last video on making medallions out of just crochet chains, gluing them or sewing them to felt or fabric or paper. And for this project we're going to make we're not going to make it, I'm going to make it, a flower garden tote. And my plan is to have some blossoms with felt circles, and they are cut with pinking shears, and they'll be similar to the book cover. And I haven't decided whether to use this weight. Oh, I think I will, though, now that I'm looking at it. This weight of crochet chain or this weight. I think I like the bigger. We'll see. And the bottom of the front of the bag will have a band of this fabric, so it'll look similar to this. The bag will have a strap, hopefully, made from 28 inches of this beautiful upholstery fabric. This will be the outside, 14 by 14. And then I found this geometric for the inside lining, 14 by 14. I'll see, maybe I'll put a pocket in. Really the purpose of this video is not to show how to make a detailed instructions on how to make a tote, but to how to use our crochet medallions. And I'm going to back the tote cover, the outside, with a fairly heavy interfacing to keep it firm in shape. So I'll probably do a little rush through for the construction, but spend a little time on how I'm going to decorate the front of the bag. Well, the channel name is Bootsy Sweetheart's Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences, and of course I had a minor disappointing experience. One part of the video is missing, so I'm just going to reproduce it quickly, and that's easy. It's just, where will I put the flowers? So I drew a line on the main part of the fabric, and it was from, I want it to go just below the bottom of the fabric. We're going to cut it so I know where the stems are going to end. I drew a line here, And then I divided this into 3 parts. Let's not do metrics. That was a mistake America made by not continuing, but that's only my opinion. So I divided this in 3 equal parts, and I just arbitrarily chose how high the flowers should be. And I marked 2 places. I marked number 1 where the flower will end, the background flower, I guess I don't know what part of the flower that is, and I marked approximately the middle of the flower, and that's now where the stem will be sewn in. It has to go above the middle, well, at least to the middle, and below this line. So let me take you to the machine and show you what I did. To sew on the stems, I'm using a special presser foot on the machine. It has a tunnel, as you can see. There's a tunnel in the middle allowing bulky things like cording, or in this case this crochet chain, to travel under the tunnel and not get caught on the presser foot. It's really a very valuable tool and fun to use. Now I placed a couple of markings on the base fabric. This is where the flower will end. This is in the middle of the flower, so I want the stem to end somewhere around there. Then we're going to go down to this mark where the bottom panel will be, so we have to go just a little bit below that in order to cover the entire stem. We don't want any of the stem showing. So I lift up my presser foot. So what's nice about the machines is the presser foot not only is up, but you can raise it up even higher if you need to. So here's where we want the stem to end under the flower. Now I'm just going to place it on the line. I'm going to lift the presser foot way up. Now this does not have to be exact because there's the green circle following, covering it. So what I'm going to do now is back tack a little. Take a couple of stitches and back tack. Even though it's going to be covered, I wanted to hold it carefully. Now I'm going to line up the stem, crochet stem, on the green line. Now what I'm watching here, I'm more than watching the needle, I'm watching this, because the stem is going to follow the channel in the presser foot. And look at how easy this is. Very good. Now I'm going to go past the line where I marked for the panel. I'm going to back tack. Well, that's not a very pleasant sound. It's my hand rubbing against the machine. Cut the thread, raise the presser foot, and I have a very, very nice straight line. And I'll cut, because I back tacked, I'm not too worried, and because it's going to be covered, I'm not too worried. And then we'll go and do the second one. Again, here's where I marked with water erasable, a fabric pen.
It will erase with both heat or pressure. Raise the presser foot, line everything up. I love the new machines. This is a borrowed machine from the crafty curmudgeon, my husband, and I have to decide what I'm going to do about getting a new machine. I have one picked out in my head anyway. Anyway, again, I'm watching here. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, and go past that by a little bit, back tack. Cut the thread, lift the presser foot, cut the stem, and I have 2 stems done, and I'll finish the 3rd. Now beside the tunnel foot here, the cording foot, I'm also using normal size zigzag to cover the chain completely, and the foot gives the space for the needle to go on both sides of the chain, and it holds it down really firmly. Now this is going to be needing some strong construction because it's durable. We want it to be a durable tote. And look at how easy this is. It's really one of the better tools in your tool chest. Here are our stems all couched down, and because this is a project that's going to get a lot of wear and tear, I'm going to do that kind of suspenders and belt routine, I think. I'm going to add some glue and some stitching. So I'm just going to tack this down. I'm going to use a substantial amount, but I am going to sew it. I think that's the best choice. So here's where the flower needs to end from our marks before. Just gluing that down. These are both the same size. This is a little smaller. And what I'm going to do is sew the green felt down first and then add the flower on top, but I'm going to use a more permanent glue. This will hold down with stitches because I'm going to stitch around the circumference. Remember that from 4th and 5th grade math? Now it's probably down into the 2nd and 3rd grade. Curriculum has changed so much. Ooh, I picked up a fuzz. Get rid of that fuzz. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is go to the machine and sew this around the circumference. And this is what I'm intending it to look like. And we'll add some leaves. Looks like it's going to be a little longer video than I expected, so I'm probably going to do this in 2 parts. I'm simply going to start with a straight stitch, and I'm starting at the top of the stem so I can lock it down, and I'm just going to take my time and go around the outside of the flower. Better put these aside or I'll cut myself, sure as I'm here. Just take your time. I'm taking my time, trying to match the thread as good as I can match it, as well as I can match it. Circles can be tricky in the beginning, so take your time. But sometimes for me it helps to lower the tension on the presser foot. Not all machines have that. The new some of the newer automated ones. It's automatic, but this gives me a little more room to slip the fabric under the presser foot if it's not too tight. So quickly goes around. Oops, don't know what that was. My teeth are still in my mouth. Okay, and back to the beginning. Cut the thread. Now, I'm going to be sewing across the, I'm going to glue and sew the medallions on for double security, but I will be going across the flowers, so the inside of the green will be covered. Oh, that was my scissors that I was afraid of in the first place. Trim as you sew, says George Trepon, so I'm trimming as I sew. And I'll do the other two medallions. And there we go. The base of the flowers are sewn down, and now we can go to glue. So the flower backings are all in place. Now I'm going to glue these down with some fast drying tacky glue, and I'm simply going to put a bead of tacky glue around the outside. The inside won't be so necessary because I'm going to have stitching there. And I'll just put this here. Take the yellow one real fast. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and then I will take it to the machine and secure them permanently with stitches. Well, this is permanent glue, so it's been around a long time. I've used it a lot. This happens to be Aileen's. She used to advertise on Carol Duvall's show for years and years and years ago. There we go. This is turning out to be very pretty. I will add some leaves a little later after we are done securing the flowers, and then we'll see where the leaves go. And that will start to make it more complete. Oh, back to the machine. Back to the machine. The glue has mostly dried. The only drawback, there is really no drawback, but the time-consuming thing here is changing the thread. But that's nothing really. So we have matching colors. So I'm simply going to go down radially, going across, cut the thread, go back sideways, so we're at 12 and 6. Now we'll do 3 and 9. I forgot the back tack on the other way. Well, so this is not going anywhere once this is sewn in completely. Now that was 3 and 9. And then we'll go 2 more diameters. Okay. Oh, it makes a nice texture. What's nice about these is there's a lot of texture to them. Even if you flatten them, the cutter is loud. Even if you flatten them with an iron, the texture still remains. This you can't really see it, but you can feel it, and in person you can see it. Really nice. So I'm going to do this to the other 2 flowers. I've got to change thread colors, and I'll be back. this is coming out even nicer than I expected. I have made a bunch of leaves simply cutting them out of felt with pinking shears. I have to show you this if I can find them. I can't find them easily. These are my mom's. Look at the condition they're in. She must have bought these, or was gifted to her. It had to be in the 1950s. It could have been even a wedding gift in 46 when they got married. They're so precious to have your hands on something your mother used, and she used them a lot. So, beautiful. She has another big pair of killers. I don't know how she used it. She was 5'2". No, Mom was 4'11", Dad was 5'2". It's the Keebler Elf family. These, I don't know how she used them. Heaven knows. So I'll just lay these out. And these I'm going to glue down. And I have to decide if I want to sew them with a stitch or two. Probably have to because of the use this is going to get, I hope. Hope it makes somebody happy. May keep it myself, I like it. It's gotten a little more complicated than I had planned, so I'm probably going to have to construct it on a different video. So what I'm going to do is add these leaves. Does it need one here? What do you think? Can't have too many leaves. I like that. So that means I gotta add another one up here. Okay, I like that. That is pretty. And the concept, of course, is going to be that, let me move it into this frame. This is going to be a bottom panel a little bit up from the bottom of the bag because it's going to be a box bag. Try to make it look a little earthy. This is luscious, by the way. This is some sort of upholstery fabric. I don't know where I got it, but I have a lot of it. Cut it up into squares and maybe put it in a kit to sell for journals and book covers and things. Patches. Alright, so what I'll do is glue these on. I've got to let the glue dry. And then leave them alone till the glue dries. And then maybe I'll do a running one stitch down this way. This glue is very, very good. And this will keep them attached. This should go this way. So let me glue these and we'll see what happens. This glue dries very, very quickly. Takes a little bit of pressure to hold it down, and then it doesn't come off at all. And goes really fast to get these done. I could leave them just glued, but my experience is saying I better sew it. So I'm running a stitch down the center and then around the edges of each leaf. Takes a little bit of time, but in the end it's going to matter a lot. You see, you just keep at it. I love this kind of work. It just takes you away from the day's issues, and the time flies. So here it is. The panel is pretty much finished. Now the rest of the bag has to be constructed. Look at how nice this turns out. Oh, there's a thread in there, I see it. And it's got a lot of texture. So, what I'm going to do now is end this part of the video and construct the bag in the next video. I think this is almost a half hour, which is enough. I keep looking up because I moved the camera down now. So excuse me if it looks like I'm looking into the sky. So anyway, fun project so far. The bag is going to be awesome because I've made some additions to it, and I will see you back for the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay well, stay smart, and bye for now.
In the garden, in the moonlight, will you pardon me? Come tiptoe through the tulips, tiptoe through the tulips.